Hey Alvaro, what's up, man?
What's up? Nothing much.
All right, just a second. A gente nunca conversou sobre cinema, né, Álvaro? Ou já?
No, no, I don't believe. I don't believe so.
Hmm? And we're going to be talking about some several aspects regarding movies. I really would like to hear from you guys what you like. We're expecting a few more people. Let's just give it a moment. But most of our conversation, Álvaro, I believe, might be in Portuguese. But that's not necessarily a problem. However, there is one good thing. There is a part of a book that I'd like to read with you guys. A book I've just read on cinema. It's like a brief, very brief history of cinema by this guy was in it, Geoffrey. I always remember his first name, the last name, Noel Smith. Geoffrey Noel Smith. The History of Cinema, a very short introduction. And it gives us some very good perspective over the foundations and the origins of the industry. So if we understand that better and we start observing the history of cinema dating back to the late 19th century and how it developed both in America and Europe pretty much at the same time, parallelly, and it gets much more interesting to discuss the outcome of that and what it's becoming. Some of the things that have been happening on in terms of media and cinema were a thing in the past at some point. So releasing movies on TV is not a new thing. It's so we're going to be discussing part of that, and of course, how you guys, what's your take on cinema, your experience with it, how you view certain things, how picky you are in terms of movies and what you end up appreciating, what is the perception you've got of cinema, and maybe we could get that started. How would you classify, Alvaro, the way you perceive cinema as part of your life? Does it affect you at all? Has it feel free to go over whatever cinema actually brings to your mind in relationship towards you.
Yeah, I'm not a specialist in the subject, but I try to appreciate the movies, not only the technical stuff of the movies, but some messages that the movies can provide us. Like for example, I am really fan of Matrix. Matrix. It's an excellent movie for me, especially because in my case I am atheist, so I can see some similar things to atheism with
Oh
Matrix.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a lovely movie for me, and I learn a lot of things with Matrix, and there are a lot of movies that I really appreciate, and I I take a lot of information that improve myself and my knowledge about many things.
That's beautiful. Hey, Marcel, how's it going?
Hey man, how are you?
I'm doing great. Alvaro and I were just talking here about movies in general. I had just asked him how he perceives cinema as a whole, and he exemplified a movie he appreciates very much and how it's got some connections to some beliefs he's already gotten. And we're gonna get the more in depth of that too. Marcelo, now it's gonna be confusing because we've got Marcel and Marcelo. So now,
No,
Marcelo, are you
Marcel and
there?
Carly. No, there's one
Hi,
Marcel
Carly.
and Carly.
But his name is Marcelo. And let me tell you, it's Marcelo with double L. All right, that's something you got to keep in mind too. But he's not up, anyways. Now, Alvaro, tell us more about this connection with. I love Matrix. Marcel, have you watched this movie, Matrix?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Okay, Alvaro. So we're free to discuss here a Matrix, understanding our points of view and whatnots. Now, when did you watch Matrix, Alvaro? It's an old movie. When it was out, what I believe in 1998,
99.
1999.
Yeah, I watched Matrix some years ago, when I was a teenager, about 11 or 12, I don't remember exactly. And I watched it more than once. So after the first time, I realized I were more, I could have a good perception of the things the movie can teach us.
Yeah.
Teach us. So I remember that in the second time I watched Matrix, I realized how real is the message it can give us. Like I can have a parallel with the real world because Matrix talk a lot about how people like to have a comfort area to live in. So, and I realized that most of people are like this in our world. So I realized a lot of things, important things with Matrix. And
There is a movie.
yeah, go on.
There is a movie that I watched when I was a teenager that happens to me something similar to what happened to Alvaro. I was about 15, I don't know, I'm not sure, but I watched Black Swan and I hated. I hated that movie. But 4 years later, I watched it again, and man, this movie is perfect. It's very
It
good.
is. It's a spectacular movie.
Oh, and I was thinking what I had in my mind when I was a teenager that I couldn't see how good that movie was.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's not that movie. There is a lot of movies that I watch that I watch now with a whole different point of view, a vision completely different. Is I think that's very is good to see how we learn more with the time.
That's one of the reasons why I asked Alvaro when he Hey, Marcelo, are you there? Show up, man. We can't see you. We see. I don't know how to call salsicha in English. This guy.
Shaggy. God Shaggy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I
God
would
Shaggy.
just
Yeah, go ahead. Man. Sorry.
thinking with my PC.
Okay.
Well, happened something similar to me, like watch it, but not the same thing. It's the opposite. I watch a movie, and when I watch, oh, good movie, but when I rewatch, it's just like why I like it.
But you're talking about movies for children, no, Marcelo?
No, I'm talking of movies like Batman vs Superman.
That's a horrible movie. It
Jesus
doesn't matter
Christ,
the age you
Marcelo.
watch.
When I
We are
watch it,
talking about good movies, man.
when I rewatch,
We're talking
Look at
about
these
good movies.
guys, man. That's troll, Victor. So you liked it, Marcel. The first time you watched it, you liked it.
first time I like it because I was dumb. I don't remember.
How old were you, Marcel, when you watched that?
That's I want to remember. I think I have 11 years old.
Oh, there you go, man. You know, the other
When-
guy was 14 when he watched Black Swan, and now he's got a totally different experience.
And when I rewatch, it's so it's so bad. It's so oh.
Do you guys believe it could happen that you watch it again in 10 years and you have a snap and say, oh, now I get it. Now the movie
No,
is good."
no way.
I don't think it's possible.
It's oh my
It's
God.
Ben Affleck like Batman. There is no way to like this.
No.
It makes no sense,
No.
right?
I think Ben Affleck is a very good Batman. What I think
What?
is wrong. No, what I think is wrong in that movie is the script. Ben
No.
Affleck was a good Batman. There's no
Why?
discussion there.
How
I
can
was like
believe?
Ben Affleck. He try. He do what he do what they say to Ben Affleck do. It's not like his fault, you know. But it's not a good Batman. The script is so bad. You know?
I believe Ben Affleck is a good actor, but not a good Batman. No
Yeah,
way,
but
man.
the movie
I think
doesn't help him.
to like fix Batman versus Superman, you have to like reboot the the DC the DC cinematic universe.
Universe.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree with you. They screw up everything.
like I know it's like the third time they reboot the universe, but I think to make a good movie, need to do this. Like uh when
Marcelo, your
Your
mic is
microphone.
out. Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah, now it's working again. It really varies.
Guerra Civil, Civil War uh, go to the cinema, Civil War was good. Like it's not like the comics history. There's so big events, but they do what they can't, and it was good because the characters has the uh like desenvolvimento deles. But
Development.
Batman versus Superman starts in Batman versus Superman. This universe starts in this movie, so was not good.
Is it? I haven't like you're talking about that movie, Batman versus Superman, but I haven't watched it. I've only heard a lot of things about it. Some people will say it's a very long movie.
Don't
Some other
watch it.
people will say,
It's
yeah,
a pain
I've
in
heard
the
of that it's very bad. Is it anyhow connected? Is that Batman connected to Christian Bale's Batman and the universe of the story?
There is not.
No.
No, no.
Are different universe.
Okay. You guys,
Marcel, what was the movie you was talking about before? The name of the movie?
Black Swan.
What is
The
about?
one is about a dancer. I don't know how to say bailarina.
ballerina,
Ballerine. With
ballerina.
Natalie Portman. Do you know Natalie Portman?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. Now I
Yeah,
remember.
she's a ballerine, and she's follow the dream of her mother that was also a ballerine, but her mother wasn't so success, and there's a lot of pressure above her to be successful in what her mother couldn't be.
Okay.
And the movie is about how people are looking for perfection.
Yeah.
Got
There's
it.
a there's the
Perfection and
message.
sacrifice. It's
Yeah,
absolutely very good definition, Marcel. It's a very good movie, isn't it?
it's a very good movie. The end of the movie is mind blowing.
It's mind blowing. Alvaro, you're gonna love it, guaranteed.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, I'll be right
Natalie
back.
Portman did a very good acting on that movie.
It's a psychological thriller.
Exactly. That's the best kind of movie.
Yeah, I love them too.
Yeah, I like thriller movies, so I think I will like it.
There you go. Now, Marcelo, we were right before you joined us. We were talking about Matrix. I wonder if you watched that and what your opinion on it is.
Uh, I watch it. It's a very good movie. It's like a classic.
Super classic, right?
Yeah.
Marcelo, you won't believe me, but I watched that in the theaters. I was just a kid.
You're
When I
old.
watched it, I think I watched it like in the year 2000, because as far as I remember, I think I watched it in Pedro Leopoldo. In
What
the
movie?
Matrix.
Mm.
In year 2000, well, it was from 1999, but it was only after a while that I could watch it in the theater. I think Pedro Leopoldo used to get the movies very much later. It's not the case anymore, at least not pre-pandemic, but it used to be like that. It was mind-blowing for me, so it got me thinking for days. Now, Alvaro, you said something that got to me, and I would like to go a little bit more in depth into that discussion. You associated the movie and part of its message to a set of beliefs or through a set of non-beliefs, like associated it to somehow to atheism. And how is Matrix connected to atheism? Why does it make you connect those dots?
Well, first of all, because I believe many people believe in many things, sometimes even not having reasons to believe or proofs to believe, because some specific beliefs are like comfort zones. So many people just believe because it's good for their psychological. They feel better believing in something that maybe cannot be true, but the reality can be very painful to them. So it's better believing something instead not believing. And Matrix is about that, basically. The idea, the people
Yeah.
are immersed in a virtual world, and they don't know the truth. They are just living an illusion, and it's a kind of comfort zone, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah. I don't remember a lot of the plots of the Matrix because when I watched it was a years ago, and I loved the first movie. I kind of liked the second one, but the third one I couldn't finish because the Frenchies starts in a high level and starts to decrease. So I kind of erased from my mind. But I know that the first one was very good. The message of the first one.
Yes,
And
exactly.
is there,
It's-
Alvaro, when you watch it, Matrix, did it keep you thinking for like many days? Because that's what happened to me. I was just a kid.
yes, I still thinking, honestly, to be sure, but I still thinking. Sometimes I remember the movie, and I can see that even being a classic movie, it is not old anyway, because
No.
it's very similar to many things we are living now. So I still thinking on Matrix.
Did you guys watch Fight Club?
Yes, another classic old movie. I think old movie is not a good word to use to these movies. Classic movies are better expression.
Definitely.
Classic.
They were Insta classics.
Yes.
It got a lot of people thinking too.
Yes. I think on
This movie
Fight-
was this movie is interesting because it's not a movie that you watch just once. You have to watch it at least twice.
Yes.
Because when you watch it for the second time, you can see so much more
Yes.
that there was right in front your face that you couldn't see before. It's a very good experience. You have to watch it at least 2 times.
That's a very good point. What is another
There's
movie
so
you guys
much.
would consider like that? Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I actually I forgot what I was just saying. So keep going.
I don't will say nothing about this movie because first rule.
Well, I have a movie that I really like. It's not so classic, but the name is Watchmen. I don't know if you ever heard about it.
About
I watched
superheroes.
Yes, about superheroes.
What movie?
I tried watching.
Watchmen.
Oh,
I
It's
watched
about-
it.
Watchmen's
It's,
good.
it's really good.
Talk
Yes,
about
it
this
is.
movie, guys. Convince me to watch it. Why should I watch
It's
Watchmen?
like The Boys, but with Dr. Manhattan. It's like it's like The Boys with the most overpowered character of DC.
Yes,
I'm
it
not sure
is.
if everyone here knows The Boys.
I know. And do you know The
Wow.
Boys, Elias?
The
I think you should.
Voice.
The Boys is
Boys.
a series on Amazon Prime about superheroes.
Nah,
It's
no.
like the
Totally.
superheroes was
It's
Brazilian.
totally. It's what,
Brazilian
Marcelo?
community.
Never heard
The-
about it.
You heard about it? Não sei se foi você, se foi I talk about The Boys non-class, but I don't remember se foi with you or Sylvia. But enfim, Watchmen is good because it is about superhero, but it's not like Marvel movies with comedy. It's more heavy.
Dark,
know.
Yeah,
emo.
it's definitely not for kids. It's controversial.
Exactly. It's more heavy. It's a deep movie.
Oh yeah, that's what I heard. That it's a serious
will
deep movie that makes you
give-
think, right?
I will give you one. Eu esqueci o nome da palavra. Motivo.
Reason.
One reason. There is Guilherme Briggs on the dub.
Well, there's what?
Guilherme
There's
Briggs.
Guilherme Briggs on the dub. I don't need.
Man, Guilherme Briggs or Briggs?
Briggs.
Briggs.
Briggs is a, how can I say dublador in English?
Dubber.
Dubber. Yeah, he's one of the most dubbers that we
It's
have
Cosmo.
on Brazil.
Cosmo from. Eu não sei como é que é Padrinhos Mágicos em inglês.
But I you know, how would I? But he's not in the original movie, right? Of course.
No,
It's just dubbing.
No.
It's just in the Portuguese
Just the
version.
voice. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just their voice.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch that. I mean, I never watch any movies, any dubbed movies, regardless of the language. I could, let's say, if I watch an Iranian movie, Chinese movie, I would watch it with subtitles in English, but I would never have it dubbed in Portuguese.
All right, I will give you a good reason. There is a naked blue overpowered man.
Make it glue overpowered man.
Exactly.
The hell is this, Marcelo?
He's talking about Watchmen again.
Blue
I know, but
overpowered.
that's one of the guys in the movie?
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
not watching that, man. Look at this.
No, the way he said, the way he said makes you think different about what it actually is. Watch the movie, but don't listen to Marcelo. Just watch
Okay.
it.
Okay. All right.
Listen to his suggestion, but not by his description, because he always
Exactly.
I got it.
There
I got
is
it.
a blue, naked, overpowered man. There is, but
Yeah.
not about it.
That's
It's
not
not
about.
about it.
It's not about
Okay.
watching his dick. It's about watching what he do with his powers. It's different.
This
I
guy.
see. I see. And how do these movies, guys, make you how do we associate that somehow cinema to your English development?
What?
I try to watch the movies without subtitles and in English. So it's helped me to improve my English.
Well,
And-
I know. Sorry.
I go on.
No, pode terminar. Finish.
Yeah, I didn't have nothing. I have nothing important to say. Go on.
Watching movies in English helps me to learn how to pronounce better. I think that my pronunciation is very how can I say? I think my pronunciation is good because of all movies that I watch, all series, all the songs I listen in English. So I listen to them and I can make my mouth speaks in the exact same way.
Sure. Of course. So you guys are talking about basically practice. That's English practice.
I think
Mhm.
it helped to you see how the natives speak the language.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who live in a place who what use this language.
It's interesting
It
you
help,
mentioned this. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
help you to see how they speak and how to understand their the way what they speak.
Hmm.
This is in an English class when the you're without the teacher speaks how stoply to have,
Hmm.
but they don't will do this. They will
That's true.
say 3 times the same way to you understand. If you don't
Yes.
understand, you will say with them.
It's
That's true.
interesting, Marcelo, you mentioned this. It's just how to, it's interesting to see how natives will pronounce things. But I have a question to pose the group here, then I would like to listen to your opinions. You guys watch Brazilian cinema too, or Brazilian content, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do you feel that the way they speak there is natural?
I don't know. I don't watch so many Brazilian movies.
Compared with I heard in my normal days, no, they are very formal usually.
So there's that. Okay, Marcelo, that's something interesting to keep in mind. Do you guys sometimes notice that there are some movies that are very easy to be understood, but some other movies you have to really struggle to understand? It's not because it's very old. No, it could be a new movie, but still you don't grasp it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why do you think that happens?
I well, probably the the goal of the movie. Público-alvo, how can I say
Yeah, their
público-alvo?
target audience.
The target audience. Some movies is more for the average audience, for mainstream, like a superhero movie is too mainstream. But some movies is more underground, it's more heavy, so they use a different language. There's a different message, so it's difficult to understood.
Sure. The same happens in English too. The more advanced we keep becoming in English, the more you're gonna notice that more clearly. And there are movies and movies for all with all sorts of distribution. Of
Yeah,
course, when
the
you're talking,
accent,
yeah,
the accent of them. For example, a movie, a Hollywood movie, based on, I don't know, Brooklyn, talking about the black community, is very difficult for me to understand because of
yeah.
all the slangs, the way they talk is faster. And maybe a country movie on Texas, they talk differently as well. So it
Hmm.
depends on what kind of English they are speaking on the movie.
Absolutely, precisely. That's a tip for us. If you want to improve your English even more, then you should be searching for content that's more directed to people who are, of course, natives. I mean, you cannot really make one product. You can. I mean, capitalism will allow you to. It's possible. But it's very hard to make a product, an artistic product that will please everybody. Of course, a lot of producers want that. They want gross income tickets. That's how they're looking forward to, they're just looking forward to making money with their movies. But there's more than that. There are a lot of, for example, if you're talking about music, Ashe music is very strong. It's very good for Carnival. It's very good for New Year's. It's very good for street parties. And it's a local thing. It's very common here in Bahia, there in Minas Gerais. In Brazil, you've got a lot of states that love to dance to Ashe. But it's got its public. It's something that's part of Brazil. It's not something that will please everybody. However, that doesn't get the stars out of it. by any means. It's very good art. It's great. The same occurs to movies. Have you ever watched any Brazilian movies that kind of built a connection with you too? Just like Alvaro mentioned, Matrix. Matrix is a movie that really touched me too, in many ways. And when I watched it again years afterwards, several years after, it was great. So I totally understand where our conversation has been. Is there any Brazilian movie that you guys ever watched that got you connected?
It's hard to say if
Yes.
there's a Brazilian movie that I watch.
Yeah, that's the thing. There is a movie that I heard very good things about it. I downloaded that movie, but I didn't watch it yet. Called Bacurau.
You should
Bacurau is a
watch it.
Brazilian movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would like it. I know that that movie won some awards. I don't know when.
It's an amazing movie, Marcel.
Exactly. I think there is good movies. There's a movie. I didn't watch it as well with Fernando Montenegro, and Fernando Montenegro was nominated for an Oscar in
Oh, yeah, I watched it.
1999.
Central
so-
Station.
Exactly. So I think that's probably good.
Yes, it is. Excellent movie too. But
So-
Bacurau is better. I mean, it's a more specific thing for Brazilians.
Uh-huh. So I think in Brazil we have potential to create good movies, but we don't have investment, and the worst problem is that the people in Brazil likes to undermine our content. When someone knows that some movie is Brazilian, they start talking bad about the movie without watching it. No, it's Brazilian, so it's bad. It's uma coisa. That's something that bothers me. With I don't know how I don't know how to say that, but eu fico puto.
I
isso.
got angry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pissed. I'm pissed.
The judgment that Brazilian content suffers doesn't make any sense. We have to watch it before we talk bad about something. You know?
I watched one movie that's actually like an interview. It was your suggestion, Elias. Mandabala, I believe.
Mandabala is like a documentary.
Yes,
Did you
I
like
it.
it, Alvaro? What's your opinion on it? I'd like to hear.
Yes, I like it. It was awesome because we have this interview between the subject in the movie is kidnapping, basically. So we have different perspectives in this movie. The perspective of the people kidnapped, rich people mostly, the cops responsible to fight against the kidnappers, find the kidnappers and solve the cases.
For the rescues, right?
And even the criminals. There is a criminal, very funny criminal, by the way.
Very funny criminal.
He's fantastic, man.
Fantastic.
The last sentence of the movie, he says something about the president, that he has a lot of children, so he will continue making children because maybe one of his children can become the president.
There you go. That's quite a solution,
perfect.
right?
A criminal is a president. A criminal becoming a president. A son of a criminal becoming a president.
Well, here in Brazil, we've got the combo, because that's an old documentary. Now we've got the son of the president is a criminal. His siblings are too, and the president is too.
Yes.
All right, so now it's
It's a
the
whole
full
pack.
combo connected.
It's
It's
a
a
true
good document,
joke,
and it's
unfortunately.
fun and light documentary, right, Albert? Although it's a very serious content, they
Yes, it
give
is.
you the message in a very Brazilian way. I loved it.
Yeah, it's good to. I've never seen the scenario by this vision, so looking to different perspectives make the scenario, the picture more clear for us. So it's fantastic, in my opinion. It's a short movie. I think it's on YouTube, right?
I
Me
think
too.
so. I think so. It's like 1 hour long, right?
Yes, it is. It is short and it's good in my opinion.
And you guys can watch it. The original, it's originally made in English, but most of the interviews are in Portuguese, and they translate it or they put subtitles. But the documentary was originally made by somebody not from Brazil. I don't recall who that person is.
Yeah, the interview is not Brazilian, so they put subtitles.
Yes. Yes. Now, look at when we started talking about movies that we connect to them. Marcelo mentioned something that still caught to my mind. He said, I'm afraid I haven't watched any Brazilian movies at all, or something like this, or if I have watched any Brazilian movies. So we know that there is a lot involved in cinema. It's not only the capability of making movies or having a good acting, but you also have the distribution. So isn't it funny that I watched, for example, Parasite. I heard about Parasite, which is a Korean movie. Love the
Perfect.
movie. Perfect movie, spectacular movie. And I watched it very close, right after I had watched it. Right, no, but like a year after I watched Bacurau. Bacurau is pretty young, I think. I think yeah, it's a new movie. It's not old. Anyways, what I'm trying to say,
2019.
2019, right? Yeah, there we go. I watched it both as soon as they came out. The point is, there are Brazilian movies that I hadn't learned about, I didn't know about, and I already knew about Parasite, which is a movie that was shot in Korea. And we many times hear about, or get invitations to go to the theater to watch an American movie, and we don't know about the movies made in our own lands with our culture by Brazilians too, and usually very good quality. We have that. So, what are your observations on this, guys? Have you ever stopped to wonder about it? What's going on? What's behind all this?
Uh, it's, I think that that's just like I said, Brazilian movies, at least they are from Globo. They don't have a lot of investment. So when Globo release a movie, everyone knows about because Globo is huge on Brazil. So every comedy movie made by Globo, uh, everyone knows about. Minha Mãe é uma Peça 1, 2 e 3 was a huge success on cinemas because it's from Globo. There is famous actors, but the other movies there's not from Globo, they don't receive that much attention, even though they can be better than Globo movies. They don't have the people who made those movies don't have the power and the money to make the movies being distributed
Distributed.
distributed
Do
for
you
all
think
Brazil.
that's like a modern problem where it's always been like this?
I think that's always been like that.
I wanted to show you something. I've just read this book really as a way to get prepared, a little bit more prepared for our conversation. The name of the book is The History of Cinema, a very short introduction by Geoffrey Newell. I always forget his last name. Noel Smith. And the book is very organized. So it's like a very short brief history of cinema, really. And the way he organized it here, there is this topic on the intro, on technology, and then on the industry. And then it goes the Hollywood studio system. Here in this section, he gets to the details of how it kind of worked. So it goes very well with Marcelo. Marcel has just commented, the Hollywood studio system. The first innovation of the independents, as they were initially called, was to invest in the making of longer films on the European model. For this, they needed money, which they mostly raised on the East Coast, America, where they already had business connections. The second, which took longer to achieve, was to structure their businesses as vertical monopolies. with the same companies or groups of companies producing films, distributing them nationwide, and for preference exhibiting them in theaters attached to the same companies as produced and distributed them. Meanwhile, production was rationalized on factory lines, with work scheduled so that as soon as one production had finished on the lot, another was ready to take its place, ideally reusing the same or barely modified sets. Neither the system of vertical monopoly nor the factory-style production methods was entirely new. Both had been pioneered in France, first by Pathé and then by Gaumont, where production was for a while in the hands of one of the first women filmmakers, Alice Guy Blaché. But the scale and efficiency, what was done in the United States from the 1910s. Olha só de quando isso aqui está falando. All right, so this is the whole basis for the distribution problem we've got since ever. Onwards was and has remained unparalleled. It also took some time for the system to consolidate, which it did by means of mergers, takeovers, when a company buys another company, and on occasion, dynastic or dynastic marriages, offset by occasional defections of key players. By the mid-1920s, the system was fully in place, and a handful of companies had emerged, which between them controlled a major part of what its propagandists claimed to be by then the fourth largest industry in the United States. The system has become known as the studio system, after the premises on which its films were shot and edited, but in fact the real power lay not in the California studios, but in the corporate HQs, generally in New York, where decisions were taken in the collective interests of the three branches of the business: production, distribution, and exhibition. So then when Marcelo complains that he hasn't been in touch with Brazilian movies, you know, this started over 100 years ago. And of course, this is somehow connected to the major large-scale reproduction of Hollywood movies throughout the world. And when you have, for example, the Avengers series, I mean, everywhere you've got people who watch this in the theaters. A lot of people would, schools would send kids to go to the theaters to watch it, or some other previous, like Lord of the Rings. I think the largest ones I've seen that were the super mega blockbusters that like everyone was talking about it were, in my lifetime, Jurassic Park, Titanic, Lord of the Rings, and Marvel, The Avengers. Now, I would like to see your take on this, guys. What do you think about this little part we have just read here? Do you think that kind of matches of the situation both Marcelo and Marcel were talking about?
I think so. There's a lot in common with Brazil. The movies with from the companies with more money is more has everyone known about it, and the other ones it doesn't. So even if you're a filmmaker and you do a great movie with a perfect script and a lot of good actings, if you're not known, if you're not you don't have money to invest, you made your film for nothing. Anyone will watch it.
I agree. We have some independent movies that have more opportunities today, like in Cannes, this kind of festivals. But anyways, it's pretty unfair to them to compete with the like blockbuster, for example, because like many people say, market is the soul of the business. So money help in this part.
Oh yeah.
I think
it's not only, go ahead.
I think that's why Parasite was so problematic when they were running to the Oscars, because anyone believed that a Korean movie could win an Oscar because
No one believed.
yeah, no one believed that Parasite could win an Oscar because it's not from it's not a Hollywood movie, and Hollywood owns the market. So Parasite is a great movie. Everyone was saying Parasite is a great movie and deserves to win all the awards. But in the Golden Globe, he lost. On Critics' Choice Awards and a lot of other awards, Parasite lost. So when it comes to Oscar and Parasite won as the best movie, man, that was how can I say?
Spectacular.
It's spectacular.
I
And
think
it's a turning point.
Historic. Yeah,
I think
a turning point.
the Americans heard the opposite of the Brazil. Like they're opposite of us. We think if something is made in Brazil, it's not so good. It's like, but Americans is the opposite. If it's not made in America, who cares?
Exactly.
Exactly. That's a good point. So they established their industry, and there is one more page of this book I'd like to share with you too. It's super interesting. Like in the ending chapters of this book, you have this section in conclusion, the 7 epochs of cinema. So there was in the section here from 1915 to 1929, the heyday or the high day of the silence. In 1915, with Europe in the throes of World War I, this ramshackle cinema suddenly became the movies, the world's first fully industrialized art form, with its capital in Hollywood, California, but with its organizational systems and storytelling techniques soon spreading throughout the developed world. The movies were the spectacle of modernity, writ large upon the silver screen and in a currency available to all. Through the reality of the world, they reflected in spectacular form, varied according to the distance of the spectator from it. Actuality for some, an attainable dream for others, but in parts of the world barely imaginable. Although America led, its model never became quite universal, either in the world it portrayed or in how its stories about it were told, with Germany, Japan, and the Soviet Union all in some way resisting homogenization, with this, which is pretty interesting. So here in Brazil, we have a lot of influence from America, and even our local cinema is hardly tackled by America cinema, and they have a better distribution in our lands than our own movies. So good luck if you want to go to Shopping Del Rey, Minas Shopping, and watch a Brazilian movie. Good luck. Whether it's going to be Minha Mãe é uma Peça or those Globo filmes, or you're never going to have a chance. If you want to go to Belo Horizonte to watch some other movies, you cannot go to the mall. So this is something that still affects our lives dramatically in terms of getting exposed to cinema as it is. Because, many times I want to watch Brazilian movies, and what do? I cannot watch it. It's not an option. I cannot go online. I cannot even pay for it. Sometimes we cannot find the movie on torrent. And I just can't watch it. I mean, what's up with that? So of course, this explosion of Hollywood happened, but in Brazil, it's stronger than in Asia, for example. So we have to bear in mind that Bollywood in India, Russian cinema, European cinema, Eastern European cinema, there is a lot of cinema in the Middle East. France, Japan has got strong cinema too. Not only the recorded one, but now even Korea. It was not from night to day that Korea made Parasite. They have been producing good movies already. Now they are very good at it.
There's a movie in Netflix called Okja, from the same director as Parasite.
Is it a good movie?
Well, I didn't watch it, but when it was released, The critics about it was very good.
Got good reviews, right, Marcel?
Yeah, there is a dog biting me.
It's like the movie about the hippo elephant. There's a strange animal.
A creature, right, Marcel?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I watched it, but eu parei de prestar atenção.
It's kind of weird movie. I remember I used to have Netflix. They would portray this. Is it originally in Korean
movie?
or in English?
Which movie
Sorry.
are you talking about?
What's the name of the? Is it Okja? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a Korean movie.
Yeah. Let me show you. Yeah, we write it like OKJA.
Is
It's from 2017. It's not an old movie. It's not an old movie. It's right before, maybe, let's see this. I would like to watch this video clip together with you, the video trailer for this movie. Let's see how it goes. What were you saying, Alvaro?
I would ask you, by the way, have you ever watched Get Out?
I
Nossa,
did.
It's an excellent movie on Netflix.
Spectacular movie, man.
man,
What movie?
Spectacular.
get out.
And this kind of movie like Get Out and Parasite, I just watch it because of internet. I think it's very important, the influence of internet to, to make a marketing about the movies, because I had no idea that a Korean movie like Parasite would be so good until see on Facebook. I was like, every day after the movie being released, I was reading good reviews about it. So the internet and social medias, in this case, for help independent movies and directors are essential.
Absolutely. But is it an independent movie like the, well, but Parasite is, right? It's from Asia. So if it's not Hollywood, they're already lagging behind in terms of distribution. Now, maybe we could refer this movie to Marcelo here. Let's watch some trailer before we get to the final part of our conversation here. Just a second. It's by Universal Pictures. Okay, I have to start sharing. Just a moment. Okay. All right, you see my picture here?
I've seen.
Okay.
You got your toothbrush?
Check,
Do you have your deodorant?
check.
Do you have your cozy clothes?
Got that.
What?
Do they know I'm black?
Should they?
You might wanna,
Mom and Dad, my black boyfriend will be coming up this weekend. I just don't want you to be shocked that he's a black man.
I ain't never seen you like this before, bruh.
Meeting family, taking road trips. Don't come back all bougie, man.
Come back, got your damn pants up to your damn stomach.
So you guys coming up from the city?
Yeah, we're just heading up for the weekend.
Can I see your license, please?
He wasn't driving.
I didn't ask who was driving. I asked to see his ID.
Call me Dean and you're hungry, my man.
So how long has this been going on, this thing? We hired Georgina and Walter to help care for my parents. When they died, I couldn't bear to let them go.
Do you smoke in front of my daughter?
I'm gonna quit.
She'd take care of that for you.
How?
Hypnosis.
I'm good, actually.
You ready for this?
How bad can it be?
So look, I go do my research. Apparently, a whole bunch of brothers been missing in this suburb.
But it's cool.
Bro, how you not scared of this, man?
Good to see another brother around here.
Chris was just telling me how he felt much more comfortable with my being here. Get out.
Sorry, man.
Get out! Yo!
Rose, we gotta go.
Is everything okay?
Rose, the keys. Just get the keys.
I don't know where they are.
Rose?
Sink into the floor.
Wait.
Sink.
Mine is a terrible thing to waste. Terrible thing to waste.
If there's too many white people, I get nervous.
No. No. No.
Mine is a terrible thing to waste.
That's a real trailer.
Yeah.
It shows too much.
Yeah, but you know, Marcel, I don't watch trailers anymore. It's been years that I don't watch trailers.
Man, this trailer just shows all the
now
plot.
I know what the movie is. I forgot the name in English. It's a good movie.
Get Out. So Marcelo, you watched it?
Yeah, it's good because the character, the protagonist, is not dumb. It's an horror movie with not dumb.
He's
characters.
amazing.
That's so
He's
rare.
amazing.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Nobody's dumb, right? In that movie, nobody's dumb.
And that's so rare now. All her movie.
All right, it's cool. But Marcel, what you said about the trailer being spoiling, right? I've always had this beef with trailers due to that. I will avoid watching trailers because they, in order to lure you into going to the theater, they show you stuff they shouldn't. But it's so quick and so disconnected that if you hadn't watched the movie, you wouldn't
get it.
I mean, you wouldn't really comprehend it.
Mm-hmm.
And let me ask you then, what movie do you guys recommend? I've been watching some movies, lately. I think the last movie I watched in the past year that I highly recommend everybody to watch is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by Quentin.
No, it's great.
Really good.
I watched it on cinema. Was the last movie I watched on cinema before the pandemic.
Okay, man. Yeah, pretty sad stuff, right? I hate this pandemic, man. I'm so sorry. Brazil has been losing so many people. Yeah, Marcelo, what were you saying?
The only thing I miss, like, of the pandemic, like, a única coisa que eu sinto falta is the cinema. Nothing more. Just
nothing more, man.
I don't have so much social life.
What about you, Álvaro?
What? Suggestions?
Do you miss going to the theater like Marcelo does? I do.
Don't really. I am the kind of guy that usually download the movies. I don't want to spend a lot of money with theaters. Sometimes when I have the opportunity, I go, but usually I download the movies and watch it at my home.
When is the Joker from? Is it last year?
No, 2019. October.
Joker.
He was released on October 2019.
Okay. Yeah, I watched that on the theater.
I watched the theater. Really good.
I don't recall if I watched it Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in the theater. I don't think so. But I really look forward to us being able to go to the theater again. I really miss it. These days I was missing watching real football with people, in the stadiums.
I'm sad because the pandemic's show up begins when Sonic will go to the cinema. I really want to watch Sonic.
So what movie do you guys recommend?
Have you watched? Sorry, go ahead, Álvaro.
No problem. Well, I recommend Watchmen. It's a movie that I have a good connection, and it is one of the best DC Comics movies based on DC Comics, and also No Country for Old Men.
What is
Good.
that movie all about?
Well, that's the thing. The movie is very confused. We have different plots.
Is it
different
like a spying movie?
No.
I don't remember which.
Faroeste. How can I say faroeste?
Western, like-
Western.
Western. It's like
Yeah.
a western.
It's like so we have excellent actors and the characters are also excellent, very well made. So it's difficult to talk about the plot of the movie. I don't remember everything exactly, but basically a guy found some money and there is a serial killer hunting him, and the actors of this movie are all good actors, so I really recommend.
All right, it's beautiful. No Country for Old Men. Took the notes. I'll be watching that. As for Watchmen, I started watching it. I watched it over 20 minutes or 30 and I got bored. Never got it again.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's not the kind of movie that you like.
Yeah, probably. Because I've only heard very good things about it.
I consider Watchmen and also No Country for Old Men a slow movie. Maybe you have the same feeling of Watchmen watching No Country for Old Men. But anyways,
It's not a movie with action. It's more.
Yeah, there is
Yeah,
no
I'm
much
okay
action
with
in this
that.
movie.
Depending on the movie, that shouldn't be a problem.
But for me, Watchmen is an excellent movie because it provides me some thoughts about. It provides some things that make me think about good and evil, bad or wrong. There are different perspectives in the movie, so it's a good movie for me because make me think about some things. It makes me
All right.
think.
That sounds good. Sounds real good. What about you, Marcelo? Is there any movie you recommend?
It's really hard to choose just one or five. It's hard. I really like The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's a movie I really like. Even like I watched it when I was a kid, and even
What's the name?
The Nightmare Before Christmas. Even today, it's really good. Like the music, I like the way how they animated the movie. You know, I recommend Baby Driver too. It's a really good, like more
Driver's
action
good.
movie.
Baby
It's really-
Driver.
Baby
Yeah.
Driver.
It's not a baby driving. It's not just the name of the movie.
It was really it was better.
The best part of
But
this
it's
movie,
a
I
good
believe, is
movie.
the translation of the title to Portuguese.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. Em
What is
ritmo
it?
de fuga.
Em Ritmo
Em
de
ritmo de
Fuga.
fuga.
I hate those stupid names.
There is no sense with the original name.
Actually, it is. I will defend who created this name in Portuguese, because there's no exact translation for Baby Driver, but in Ritmo de Fuga kind of makes sense with the plot of the film, because the movie is about songs. The first character has a very strong connection with music. He drives, listens to music, and he drives on the beat of the music. So, em ritmo de fuga, porque ele é piloto de fuga. I
All right.
think that's a very good name. It makes total sense with the plot.
But it's not good.
Yeah, I would prefer if they translated
Baby
literally.
Driver is
like,
better, but the
Baby
name in Portuguese
Motorista.
makes sense.
They shouldn't translate.
Yeah, they should.
Baby Driver is a good movie and works in Portuguese, you know.
Yeah, okay. All right, so I took the notes. What about you, Marcel? What do you recommend? Watch it.
There's a movie that I watch it and I love it. There's no a superhero movie, because when I say the movie Captain Fantastic, everyone thinks that it's about superheroes. There's not.
This is a beautiful movie, Marcel. I've watched it.
It's a beautiful movie.
Beautiful.
So Captain Fantastic is I love it when I watch it. The message, the first character is very strong. He's intelligent. I love it, that movie.
Yeah.
I also like. There's a movie that I like. I think I watched it 3 times. There is with Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike. There is Gone Girl.
Gone
Girl
Girl. That's a
classic for me.
spectacular movie, man.
Gone Girl is very good. And let me see, just one more. Fargo. Fargo is a very good movie.
Yes. You're talking about the old movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same director from No Country for Old Men.
Who is that guy? Do you know his name?
Joel Connell. Joel Cohen.
Cohen, right? Yeah.
There is
Joel Cohen.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
John
it is.
Connor.
Cohen. No, Joel Cohen. Like this. Joel Cohen. That's how you write it. All right, I'm taking notes. I think I'll watch No Country for Old Men.
Joel and Ethan Cohen, they're brothers.
Okay.
Joel and Ethan Cohen.
Joel
they
and
they
Ethan.
do the they direct the film together.
All right, beautiful. It's great. It's good to know you guys appreciate cinema. It's always worked very well for me as a basis for cinema. Always, just like literature, more for me, cinema was more important in my upbringing than literature. So it's always been an artistic reference. I have had access to major works from great actresses and actors, directors. I believe a good director does whatever he wants with or she wants with your emotions when you're watching their movie, especially if you are in the theater. If you're there for that, you and the other people there, because watching a movie in the theater is different. It's a different experience. It's what it was meant to be. Then they control, they take full control of your emotions. If they are very good.
On cinema and theater can make even a not so good movie a little better. Like,
oh, absolutely, of course.
When I go to the cinema with my friends, watch Captain Marvel. The movie, it's not so good, but was good, was fun. Like in the beginning, the movie, when it goes, the Marvel logo appears, the open of Marvel. In this movie, it's all the images is Stan Lee to homages. That's correct.
To okay, as an honor to Stan Lee.
As an honor to Stan Lee. And then was I'm not lying, I swear. This was me and my friends who start to clap, and all the cinema starts after.
How did you feel, Marcelo?
I feel like, oh my God, powerful.
Yeah, we're gonna start a cult. This is good. I like this. That's nice. That was a nice touching move, right? It was okay to applaud Stan Lee.
Yeah.
He did a good job. All right. Guys, wonderful. It's been great, this conversation we've been having over here. It's good to be talking lightly. I feel so good. I don't have to follow a lesson plan to the minutes. So this is great. It's lovely to be with you guys, just speaking naturally and sharing some more of this. You always feel free to I love movies. We know we love too. So feel free to also be sharing.
You didn't recommend anyone, any movie.
Yeah. You have
me? I didn't?
No, you didn't.
Well, I've watched a few movies recently. No, I did. I recommended Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but you all watched it, right?
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay. So let me see something else. What have I watched lately? Oh, this is a good question. Let me see what I've got downloaded here. I've always got to check that. Although I can use Amazon.
I know how you feel. I just remember the movie when I go to Netflix and see it.
and you see it, right? No,
Yeah.
but usually I remember, man. It's just that I thought I would. Okay, I watched a movie by Woody Allen one of these days. I loved it, and it's on Amazon. So let me confirm the name of the movie so I don't tell you stuff that's not real. Excellent, excellent movie. Do you like Woody Allen, the director?
Not really.
Oh, I love him. So
I think I can say that I don't like him. I just don't watch his movies. So I have to watch it and see if I like it. I think I never watched any Woody Allen movie.
Okay, man. No, I think you're gonna love. If you like psychological thrillers, you're gonna like several of Woody Allen's movies. This one is called Blue Jasmine. The last one I saw. It's from 2013. I'm gonna be sharing my screen too, just so you guys can have a glimpse on it, and it's gonna be easy to catch its attention again later on. It's different this time. Okay, look, Blue Jasmine.
Ah, Kate Blanchett. I knew.
Yes, let me tell you, her acting in this movie is out of this world. Not only hers,
amazing.
She is. She's absolutely amazing. I love several movies.
Even a Thor movie, it gets better with her. Thor Ragnarok with her as the villain was very good.
I didn't watch that because it's Thor Ragnarok, but I would watch the scenes with
Ragnarok
Kate
is good.
Blanchett.
Yeah, Ragnarok is one of the best.
It's the best best move of Thor.
Okay. Is it the same with Nicole Portman? So sorry, Natalie Portman.
No, Natalie Portman, Quick Marvel. But she's back now. She Quick Marvel because at the time and when she was a character, there wasn't many strong women's characters or women's directing. So she felt unrepresented, não representada. How can I say?
Yeah, Jesus. I gotta check if this word is all right, man. Unrepresented, unrepresented.
Ironically, she will be the next Thor.
Yeah, because her character on Thor is just the girlfriend, the Thor's girlfriend, and she wouldn't do this anymore.
Yeah,
but now she will be Thor in the next movie.
She's really bad Thor girlfriend. She with Chris Hemsworth, there's no chemistry.
I don't get it. What you say, Marcelo? In the end of it,
she with Tom Hanks don't work as a couple.
Yeah, he's a cool couple.
All right. Okay. So yeah, that's the recommendation. Blue Jasmine. No, you guys, I believe you're gonna love it. Probably. There is also another movie by him called, I think my favorite by Woody Allen is Match Point. Also very tense movie. Very, very tense. This is with Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson.
There you go. And Woody Allen knows how to work these actors. You know, he is extremely talented and experienced. The most productive director in Hollywood. I think he's shot over 70 movies, probably. The guy's ridiculous. And a lot of his work is very good.
Oh, wow. A good movie that I forgot to say. Watch Blade Runner, but not the first version.
Blade Runner 2049, right?
Yeah. It's good when it's the director cut.
I went to the cinema. I watched that on the theater. It's an absolutely great movie, Marcelo.
Yeah. It's really funny because the original movie it sucked because there's a happy ending.
There's no happy ending.
In the Blade Runner has. The first Jason has. There's a
happy ending.
Yeah, it is. Like the producer cut a lot of scenes, change a lot of things. Then the movie it get bad. Eles estragaram o filme.
Yeah, I think so. I think the director's cut is much better. I'm with you.
The director's cut it's the Blade Runner.
It's
the first
more
version don't actually-
somber. Yeah, the director's cut is more. Yes, a more darker movie, right, Marcelo? I'm with you.
Have you ever watched the Blair Witch Project?
Yeah, I loved it.
Excellent movie.
What movie?
Blair Witch Project. The original one. There is
Here in Brazil, it was released as A Bruxa de Blair.
Oh, I know. It's really good.
It's a very famous footage horror movie. One of the best, in my opinion. It's like
I don't like horror movies.
Me too, Alvaro. I'm with you. I agree with you.
I watched assisti me cagando todo.
What, Marcelo?
Yeah.
Eu assisti o filme, mas it's scary, man. I have too many. I'm too afraid of horror movies.
You know, the tent scene is amazing. When there was a lot of things on the tent, and when I watched it, I was almost crying watching that.
The kids laughing, it's unbelievable.
Yes. Kids are the fucking scary thing in the world. Can be the cutest thing and the scary things at the same time.
Yeah. Marcelo, have you watched the first one or the continuation?
I watched the first one because I heard the continuation is not so good.
Yeah, the first one is excellent. The second one I haven't watched it yet.
Me either. I just watched the first. People said the second sucks.
Yeah.
And
you have to watch Cães de Aluguel.
I did.
I don't know how to.
Reservoir Dogs, right, by Tarantino.
Exactly.
But that's an absolutely great movie, man.
Talking about Tarantino,
it's my favorite Tarantino. The second one.
Another thing I would just say about cinema. What the fuck? Avatar is o filme com maior bilheteria do mundo. Like, say the name of two characters of the movie.
There is the blue guy. No, the point, Marcel, is that they linked. The movie is by, who is that? James Cameron, right?
Yeah, James Cameron.
Oh, there you go. First, James Cameron. Whenever he releases a movie, it's gonna be high gross rate. I mean, a lot of people will go to the cinema to watch it. Second, it had the director of effects that worked with Spielberg, as far as I'm concerned. So they had extremely good visual effects and special effects, CGI. Also, they had 3D. Right, it was one of the very good 3D. As soon as 3D got back, Avatar released that. And they used the technology in which an enhanced technology of using real models. So they used the new developed things. So the new models, the ETs, would look better. And it had the romance, and it had the mythology, the mystique behind the life of the Tree of Life, all the starships, war, romance, and somebody falling in love.
The movie has it all.
Yes. It's a spectacle.
And now it's a franchise.
Like, Endgame passed Avatar. But now, Avatar relançou na China, in China, and passed again. Why China?
Yeah, they won the first place.
They get these people who are 19, 20-year-old to go to the theater. They will drag a lot of people, them, all their friends, their cousins, their brothers, sisters. Then you got all the adolescents going to the theater. You see these movies by Marvel. They're violent movies, but they show no blood. So it
There's
can
a
be
problem.
still PG-13. So there's a lot of bullshit behind. So nobody says any bad words. There's no cursing. It's very artificial, so it can fit all audiences. You know, I'm not very fond of that kind of movie. I'm not very fond of Avatar.
Yeah, I just can't get it. Like, there's a video on YouTube. I really like it. You go to the street and just like, can you say just three characters about three movies? They say about Star Wars, Avengers, and Avatar. When it goes to Avatar, no one remembers. Literally no one.
Yeah. Take a look at that. And if you say Interstellar, you might remember Tars, the robot, or somebody else. I don't know.
do. I remember Tars.
Oh yeah, absolutely great. Okay, guys, I gotta go. Hey, it's been lovely. I've been loving our conversation here, but I really gotta run. So thank you
Okay.
very much. Thank you very much for this pleasant moment we have had here.
All right.
I like it too. And
Yes.
Alvaro, don't forget to watch Black Swan.
Okay,
Yes.
I will try.
With Natalie
Marcelo, watch
Portman.
Black Swan too.
Yes. Okay,
You have
thanks.
Natalie Portman and you have Mila Kunis too.
Mila Kunis.
She's a ballerina too on the movie. Great movie, Alvaro. You're gonna love it. You are gonna love it, guaranteed.
It is on Netflix? Or
I don't think so.
Oh yeah. So I
Amazon.
don't know.
Amazon.
I don't know, man. I
Not
don't think
anymore.
so.
But I will find a way to watch it, don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. You can ask some Brazilian friends. Okay.
Brazilians have always a way to do it.
Oh, the good thing about being Brazilian is that you can do that without using a VPN.
But my friend
Yes.
watched Thor Ragnarok on X videos.
Yeah, really. If you go to X videos and look for any movie,
Don't
you
say
can
about
directly
it.
watch it.
I think the problem
There
is
is
found in
Joker. There is full Joker on his videos.
Wow.
My cell phone battery goes off. No, you
I
can't
think
see
the
me.
problem of doing that is found a pornographic parody of the movie instead the
Oh
original.
yeah, the Joker.
You can find
It's
it. Probably.
Roleta russa.
Yes.
Yeah, Russian roulette.
The Russian roulette.
Yes, that's true. Okay, guys, thank you. I gotta run. You have a great
Bye.
weekend.
Good afternoon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So you
Thank you.
See
can't
you.
see me.
See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye.
See ya.